Hello, everyone. It's been a while since we've done a podcast. I'd say over a year. I believe since March. However, I'm bringing this back along with many other traditional videos I used to do. That being said, so Caabschutle and his friends to the podcast. Say hello.
What's
Hey.
up, guys? Hi.
All right. So let's dive right into this. Cab runs group Noricerm from Skrelp at the moment. He's also ran Volksland and Sir Wilhelm Scudel during the Imperial Prussian Confederation. He's also served Leutgard, also known as Luisato. He's also the Automatic Realm, which Luisato also ran. But let's get right into this. So, Cab, what did you do before leading groups?
Well, I was one of those guys who clicked on ads, like a random guy who had no idea what they were doing, but then found out some groups and they seemed interesting. I was into war at that time when I was younger, and they seemed interesting, right?
Right.
So I just joined them, and then slowly rised my ranks, and then found Wilhelm's group, Prussia.
Okay.
And then in there, I became the executive officer of some stuff, and then I was really close to Wilhelm, and then became his crown prince.
Yeah.
But then he got scammed, so then everyone just spread off. All the shuttles were gone, and whatever.
Okay.
That's basically it.
Yeah, I remember Wilhelm from Normark. He also was kind of new at the time. He bought some random group called Normark. However, Normark had a long history, so he bought Normark, and I'm like, Normark's a joke. Who is this guy? Oh, he's also a joke, and it was Wilhelm Scudel. I'm like beating the guy, and the guy's all kind of like an amateur leader, right? And so I was giving him a bunch of advice, and I was teaching him how to do groups and whatnot. And he became friends. So when he did Prussia, we became allies. We'd practice raids every couple of weeks, and we became friends until AGC did his Rhine, and then he became unreliable because he started talking trash behind my back, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just befriending AJC," and he was sucking up to AJC more than I did because I did this as well, but he was just going straight at it, and so we kind of came to some blows, and we're not as close as we used to be. And ever since then, he kind of quit Roblox because all the drama that happened between us just kind of went really far. So yeah, I remember you just kind of being within this inner circle, and that was really all I remember. And then you got into leading. So what was your first war group? Was it Prussia?
My first war group was one of Lavo's groups, actually.
Lavo.
Forgot which one.
Okay.
Yeah, Lavo's.
Was it Imperial Confederation of the Rhine?
I think so.
That was my first one. Like
Yeah.
the old one, not the new one. Whatever that was.
Yeah, I was in that as well. I was in the Oceana for quite the while, and Lavo joined, and he's like, "I want to run an Oceana. You inspired me, Kaiser Arbiter. I shall make my own Oceana." And a week later, he made his own Germanic Oceana, and he said that if I gave him my Oceana, he would run ads for 20,000 and blah blah blah. I said, "Sure." Gave him the group, and he didn't run ads at all. So he
Oof.
merged us into the Rhine. I became a party medium rank. Worked my way all the way up to some high rank. I don't even know what it was. It was like a national leader rank, and then I led some raids against Nerfer and won. So Lavo gave me some awards, gave me some promotions, and then Alexander came in, and Alexander led some raids, and he did even better against Nerfer. So Alexander became the new chairman. I became the head of the judicial courts, and yeah, I don't really remember you that much because I was inactive towards the end of the Rhine, but. Yeah, pretty much that was my experience. But that being said, so then you joined up with Wilhelm and did Prussia, and then Prussia went to shit. So then, what was your first war group created?
It was a Bavarian group, which Peter Panzer created, but I got it for free off of Wilhelm.
I see.
The Herrlich Bavarian Empire. It had like 18K, I don't know.
I remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
No,
wasn't.
Nixon owns it.
Yeah, I remember seeing the game was active. It had like 60 or so people in game, and I didn't really bother. I think I actually quit Roblox at the time. I don't really remember. I think it was like in the summer or something like that. I just remember hearing about it. And I think someone said, "Come raid us," and I'm like, "Okay." And I checked out the game and I left. But I just remember like the old Herrlich Bavarian Empire was like a Africa Corps kind of group. It was like desert
Mhm.
maps and stuff. And then when you had it, it became this more European-oriented group. So, um, yeah. And then you did Folksland, I think.
Yeah, Imperial Folksland. Led it for a bit.
I was I was in Folksland on alt actually. I was a high command in the order or no, it's a
Oh,
higher rank.
really?
It's like a state leader. Yeah, I basically all I did was I joined on an alt. I joined the order. I was like recruiting people, and the guy is like, "Holy shit, you're a good recruiter." I'm like, "I am." They're like, "Yeah," and I got promoted apparently, and I became a medium rank. And then I asked to host a training, and the guy's like, "You're the only guy that wants to host a training in the entire order." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah," and he put me the higher rank, and I'm like, "Okay, cool." So all I did was just do stuff and asked to do stuff that no one else wanted to do, and I became high rank quite easily because all the other medium ranks were like had social anxiety or something. It's like they couldn't even speak. Like they tried to recruit people and they were just they were super quiet. And I'm out there trying to recruit as many citizens as possible. It was kind of awkward in a sense, but
Hmm.
and then eventually you guys merged into the Alamonic realm, wasn't
Uh, yeah. You see, I was the one that provoked him to do that, and
it?
I definitely regret that. I can say,
So did Wilhelm, the chancellor at that time,
Yeah.
yeah,
and
too much of
Lavo
that.
and Lewis. They were all like, oh, good high rank, but that never
Hmm.
happened, which scammed. I got
Yeah.
scammed.
Yeah,
Yeah, so why did Volksland shut down?
Basically, that just a
merge.
merge.
Hmm. It
Mm.
still would have
It
maybe been
would
up.
have. I honestly don't
Yeah,
think it would have
well,
been as successful as
just
Noricerm.
yeah, definitely not. I don't know
Because
why Noricerm is so successful. It's honestly an odyssey to me because we have like what 16 people on right now, not even running ads.
Yeah.
It's surprising, but Folksland wasn't like that. I'd say Noricerm is definitely your most successful group, Cab.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's definitely a plus.
Yeah. So then Volksland shut down, you guys did Lewis's new thing, and you guys
Hmm.
joined the Unity League alongside Heinz, and I was the same rank as Cav, and I remember my men are like, at the time, they were like, "Why are you the same rank as Cav? You've done so much more and so much better." I'm like, "Well, I mean, the rank above me is like the Realms ruler, and I'm quite sure Gottfin has done more for Lewis than I have." So I told him to shut up about it, and Cab became kind of good associates. I don't think we were close because we were kind of in competition for Realms Leader, but or Realms Ruler rather, whatever it was called. But I did try to guarantee his position because he kept getting demoted or he wasn't getting his rank, and I kind of fought for him on the sidelines. I kind of kept telling Lavo like this guy gave us this large group, he should be rewarded, and it's kind of vivid. I didn't really do much. I could have been more radical, but when it comes to those kind of things, it's more or less just when I do favors, it's just more or less a thing where I'm just, you know, I have my own stuff and I have other stuff, and when I have my own stuff done, I focus on other people. But obviously, that eventually, when the final realm didn't really go too well, so one spread to the Noricerm realm.
well, in the mid of Alamon, uh, I realized I was going to get my stuff back, so I secretly tried to create a group. I made the group and the Discord, but then Lewis actually found out somehow. Probably someone snitched, and then because I honestly don't want to be under him anymore. If I was going to get my stuff, if I
Right.
was scammed like that. So I just created it because I missed Folksland and I missed having all these good people in my group,
Yeah.
all the friends, and then I made it because I thought I still had leftover money, like 40K left.
Yeah.
I was like, might as well just launch another thing, see what happens.
Mm. Yeah, I understand. I didn't really miss the Richters. The Richters, initially, the first tiers of the Richters was great. I had a lot of reputation, but the last 1 year and a half of the Richters was pure torture with all the accusations and whatnot. So I understood leading because at the time I kind of got bored of leading because DDR could rally 60 people. And I'm like, you know what? I've gotten bored of the huge rallies and the large wars and the people, and I just want to follow someone. I've kind of I've kind of satisfied the obsession with leading large armies, and so I joined Lewis obviously, and after doing that, I mean, it was fun. I revived the league and made it something it wasn't before, but the thing about leading is you have your own autonomy. When I was in Lloyd's Alamonic Realm, you had people that were trying to fight for ranks alongside you. You had people that had better ideas than you, according to other people. You had to argue everything. And if someone was in the group that you didn't like, it didn't matter because if they disrespect you, you can't remove them. And it's, your ideas are irrelevant. Everything is about the leader and everything is about the collective goal. And my goals compared to everyone else was just different. Like, So I kind of missed being in charge, and over time, I slowly drifted into wanting my own thing. And to be honest, had I became the new ruler of the Alamonic realm, that would have revived like that, you know, what I needed because I had a lot of ideas. Even Lewis said that I had a lot of good ideas. It's just every time I suggested new ideas, all of his followers, almost all of his followers would be like, "Oh, that's too radical. That's not gonna work." And it's like I've been leading for the past 5 years. What do you mean my ideas are not gonna work? I rarely, if anything, fail at a good policy. Not to be egotistical, it's just a matter of where have I failed in this, and it's just they didn't believe me. It's like you guys are delusional. It's like everything has to be by Lewis or it's not good at all. It's like come on now. But Lewis did admire the fact that I was very independent and stuff like that with the skills, and just when I finally got Japan alongside Taishiro, it was like finally I have my own project, my own ideas, and it just felt so refreshing. All the stress I had, it was gone because I didn't have to worry about a Gottman 2.0 coming out of nowhere and removing me. So I understand about leading, and leading is overrated. I still believe it's overrated. It's just a matter of fact that you know, it just satisfies a lot of stress, in my opinion. It just feels a lot better, you know, compared to being a high rank. When you're a high rank, you have so much less autonomy, and when you're leading, you just have all those powers. You're a lot more comfortable. But I only criticize those that have like that smaller groups, like dead small groups of like 100 members. Like if you're like a what's his name, like Tankersider, he makes these groups all the time, and it only gets about 80 members, and they die, and it just sits there. Those guys could be in my group or Lewis's group, and they would have been cool, but he does his own projects, and they just go to waste. They just die away. Um, that being said, how long do you intend to run Noricerm for?
Honestly, until it dies or something big happens.
That's
But
fair.
I intend to run it as long as possible.
Yeah,
I have a shit ton of money, so it'd go on. It won't die for a while. It'll be up. But right now I have problems. Lavo's trying to take me over. Lewis is trying to take me over. They're all coming for me. That's
two
I
front
started.
war.
Yeah, they're all coming.
Yeah, we're sort of on a two-front war. Yeah.
It's because I started my group when everyone disbanded, everyone died. So that's when I decided to make a group. Everyone was all gone. So it's time for me to rise, which would happened. But now they're all coming for me. They're all right
They're
there behind
angry.
me.
That's
Yeah,
funny. So
Cab the unwashed chode, as Lewis said
he
in
called
his
me that again
quote.
today.
that's funny. Yeah, Lewis and Lavo rarely just choose an enemy. So when my TRI was chosen to be the new enemy of Lewis and Lavo, I honestly felt quite prized because they always only fought Nerfer. They never fought anyone else. They always went for Nerfer and Shafe. But
Mm.
when they went for TRI, it was a huge game changer. It's like now Lewis is fighting other Axis groups. It's like what's going on here? It's like it was really interesting. So the fact that Lewis and Love are not targeting you is to you. I don't know how you feel about it. I mean, to me, I would feel prized, but I would be
Yeah.
afraid. I mean, to
See,
be
I mean, I'm
honest,
not sure what they mean when they attack. Are they going to mass AA, or are they just going to have
yeah,
like a normal person?
yeah. Well, from what it looks like when I talked to Lavo, Lavo said he wasn't going to do any more unorthodox things anymore, and he said he wanted to fight me. I'm like, dude, I'm over in Japan. How are you going to fight me? Are you just going to teleport your armies to China? Like, what's the how you're gonna fight me it's like, I am the Oceania of 1984 or some shit like that. I'm like, okay, well, my nation's not East Asia, so whatever shit that is, I don't really care about. So I told Lavo to piss off. I don't really want to fight him in a war or anything else because there's a reason why I did Japan. I want to stay away from European politics because European World War II genre is a bunch of drama. It's a bunch of toxicity. I was in the genre, World War II European wise, the past since TRI, and it's just so much drama. It's just so much toxicity. So, for instance, back in the Alamatic Realm, I was raiding all these other groups, and even your group, even when I did group raids with your group, it was like constant debacle. We were being exploited. Then when the exploits were dropped, we had another planned raid, and the raid canceled, and just all these issues just led up to this toxic, you know, we declare auto win because whatever. It just became this toxic war, and so I looked at the Asian World War II genre, and they're a bit more civil. It's still toxic. Anzac is a bit toxic, but they're not sending over exploiters or anything. It's really just whenever someone wins a raid in the Asian genre, it's like someone gets mad for a couple of hours and the next day they're back and they're saying raid us again, you know? But yeah, but I think I'd be surprised if Lewis and Lava were ganging up on you, especially those two. I've only ever fought like one at a time. Like Lavo allied with me when Lewis came back and we fought Lewis collectively. Or Lavo would unify with Lewis when I fought Lavo, you know? But for you, it's like two front
Well,
war. You have two nations coming after you. It's like you gotta prepare your forces. You gotta start coding exploits in case they attack you exploit wise. You gotta, get those code breakers out there. You gotta prepare strategically for what they're gonna do. So it's
hmm.
kind of exciting, but then again, they could pursue unorthodox measures. So then, what are you gonna do if they start exploiting and AAing you
They already did that today. Once
already?
today, they're
Lewis did
already
it.
starting to do that. They had their guys come in with someone, convinced them to give them admin. They already are starting to do it now. So I doubt it's going to be an orthodox war with them too.
I say with the new
Lewis at
laws
least.
that are going to be passed by my ministries, I suggest that we limit the amount of admin users that like are able to give out admin.
Yeah.
I say that most of the NCO officers and even high command should be moderators, whereas, you know,
But honestly, they have like Charlotte. Charlotte like shuts down whole like thousands of servers. Like she does a lot of shit.
yeah,
I don't
Charlotte
get that.
is
I don't
Even
know.
to our
toxic.
raids when
Very toxic.
raiding us,
hmm
that's her.
When me and you playing the raids, Alec, fucking Charlotte just kept shutting them down left and right.
Yeah, I had to contact Casanova, and I'm like, Casanova,
Get her to
your
spank her.
guys are basically. And so she doesn't really mess with me anymore. She actually came to our game a couple days ago, and she didn't do anything. So I have
Mhm.
Casanova and contact. Casanova said, "Yeah, we're chill, bro. We're not enemies. If you need anything, just let me know." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So
Mhm.
as much as me and Casanova have a really bad past, I don't care about the scamming. It's just, if there's a bad person out there and they're doing it to people I know, yeah, I'll criticize them. But like, I prefer taking a neutral approach when it comes to, Casanova and whatnot, because it's just all
Yeah.
this toxicity and drama,
Mhm.
and the genre needs a protagonist. And as much as I'd like to take up the role, first of all, I'm Japan. Japan's never going to be a protagonist country, and second of all, it's like if I become the protagonist, could that backfire where I could become the antagonist? Because it's all a point of view. It's all a
Mhm.
point of view because I could see myself combating all these bad people as being a protagonist, but on the other hand, the genre could see this as me actually doing bad at works of art. So I'm kind of
Mhm.
staying away from taking any sides, and I'm just kind of chilling right now. I'm doing podcasts, I'm doing all sorts of neutral things because I don't really want to repeat 2019. That was a
Yeah.
that was a shit show. That was a
Her
huge shit
little
show.
plan
Yeah,
to take over the World War II.
yeah. Well, I mean, TRI was an ambitious group, but that was all roleplay. I wasn't preying on little children trying to, you know, people took it way too out of proportion. I was just attacking groups immersively. I was raiding groups in the World War II genre. I wasn't hacking people. I wasn't deleting accounts. They took it way too far with the accusations. So, anyway, yeah, so Noricerm right now is preparing for what would seem like total war with Lewis and Lavo and
Total Krieg, man. Total Krieg. You already
Total
know.
Krieg and all whatnot. So that's kind of cool. So do you have any foreign allies that were going to help you out, or
All
anyone?
of our
Honestly,
We
allies,
outlived all of our allies. All of our
they
allies
all
are dead.
died underneath us. So we're
hmm
kind of in this alone at this point.
I
Yeah.
see. Interesting.
hmm
anyways, if they do attack us, if we do die, I still have a lot of money. I can just quickly revive.
hmm
We gain like what 100 members per day, 50 members per day, 40 people on.
Yeah.
Unless when we get crashed, that's what's a big problem with us right now. Is people crash our games way too much.
Yeah, I spoke to Kronlund, and Kronlund is working on anti-exploits to combat the crash game exploits and other exploits, the invisible fling exploits and stuff like that. Because
Sh-
you know,
Charlotte's actually blackmailing people, paying them $1,000 USD to stop crashing the game.
Charlotte is?
Yeah, Charlotte's saying that. She's going around asking for real life money just to stop crashing their game. This is where it turns into a legal issue.
Yeah, that's kind of true when it comes to DDoSing. It can become borderline illegal. Um, but like I've been DDoS before. I remember I don't know if it was Tony, because Tony's a really good guy. I don't think he DDoS, but we had a big conflict, and one of his guys, I think, DDoS my entire house. We didn't have any internet for from 2 a.m. to like 11 a.m. or something like that. And it was a DDoS because some guy threatened me saying they were gonna DDoS me. I'm like, no, you're not. And I got DDoSed. But it's the only time I've ever gotten DDoSed as well. It was interesting because my dad was asked me what the hell happened, and I'm like, we got DDoS, and he was pissed off. I'm like, no, data involved. Anyway, so okay, so is that really it, or is there anything else going on with Noricerm that you want to tell everyone?
I mean, sooner we're actually going to update soon, so it won't be the same boring map like that you always see when you come
Yeah.
on.
A raid map anytime soon?
I don't add raider teams, mostly for members and because people raid with way too many people.
Well, we're thinking about making an alternative map just for raiding purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if like Lewis or Lavo wants to start some big war, they can come on a raid map, not our main server.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what Japan's doing as well. We have a alternative raid map that we're making, and that's how most scripts usually work. In the past, it was like the main map was a raid map, and then Caabs came along and became a city map. But so I think you should really do a raid map because a huge way of increasing your influence is kind of by winning raids and wars and stuff. I mean, you look at Shafe, and Shafe is like known for winning all these wars and raids. Or German Forces was known for capitulating RM 1940s during the Great Patriotic War or some shit. You know, raids was a huge way back in 2016 of getting your influence, out there, I guess you could say. And they're also very immersive. I remember back in Austro-Prussia, Lewis would give these speeches about the war effort. He'd be like, the Allies have been pushed back from the Western Front to Normandy, and we are pushing forward. And he would say, tomorrow we launch the second attack in Normandy, and we're going to take them over. And it's like we would raid them, we'd win. And he'd do another speech. The next day he'd say, we have taken back France, and now we shall take back Tunisia. And we attacked Tunisia a week later, and it was like these immersive battles, and people got so hyped for him. It was like, yeah, it's all a bunch of Lego imagination nonsense, but it got everyone hyped up. It's like you had an actual purpose in the World War II genre. You weren't some random war group making money, patrolling a game, and getting promoted. You were actually fighting in the World War II genre by winning raids for your comrades or whatever the hell it is, right? That was what 2017 was and 2016 was back in the day. And now it's like you have cash grab groups, you have the Germanican Empire group, and
Germanica.
Yeah, Germanica.
By like Irish.
Yeah, I went there, and it's the furry army now. They have the bunny ears. No, I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
They have the.
God.
What is it? They have the bunny ears. They have the tail, the white rabbit tails. It's like furry army. And I was laughing at them, like, why are you guys ripping us furries? And they're like, you must be a cringe Karovec. Do you like being a Lego dictator? I'm like, dude, you're not making any sense. I'm literally calling you cringe. You're calling me cringe for calling you cringe. It's like, you guys are retarded. It's like, just because taking Roblox too seriously is cringe doesn't mean taking Roblox to a furry level is not cringe. It's like, yeah, take Roblox ironically, but like, it gets autistic sometimes, in my opinion. Because I myself meme around. I nuked Ado the other day and shut down the server and called it Hiroshima. But like, I don't go around making all my men into furries for an entire week because herder it's Easter. It's just autism at that point. So, anyway, it's been a pretty good podcast. It's a good conversation, good talk. Learn a lot more about Noricerm Realm. So. Thanks for coming on my podcast. Thanks for coming on here as well, Hines, and what's your name?
Henry.
Henry. Good night, left side. Based. All right, I like it. Based. Yep. At the based. Good night, left side. Yeah. So,
yes.
All right. That being said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. And have a good rest of your day. Bye.